Methodist Gymnasium, the home of the Springboro Panthers. As a member school of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, Springboro High School welcomes you to this interscholastic contest between the Springboro Panthers and the Fairmont Firebirds. To honor America, please stand and join in the singing of our national anthem. The colors tonight will be presented by the Springboro Junior ROTC, and the national anthem will be sung by Springboro Senior Lauren Savage.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now let's meet the players. We'll start with our visitors from Kettering, Fairmont. The senior, number 5, Kiara Thornton. Our sophomore, number 15, Mallory Hollinger. A senior, number 21, Madeline Westphal. Another senior, number 22, Madison Hartley. And finally for the Firebirds, another senior, number 23, Akira Webster. All right, let's get ready for your Springboro Panthers. And the starting lineup, a junior, number 10, Jordan Hobbs. Another junior, number 14, Peyton Nation. A sophomore, number 21, Peyton Wells. Senior, number 30, Nicole Nation. And finally, another senior, number 32, Julia Secret. The Panthers are coached by head coach Tom Benjamin. The Firebirds are coached by head coach Jeremy Finn.
All right, here we go for our first varsity game of the week for the 2019 season. Jared Bergstrom and Jeff Allen here at Springboro High School for tonight's game between the Fairmont Firebirds and the Springboro Panthers. Real quick, Jeff, what can we expect to see out of both teams tonight?
Well, we can expect to see some of the best 4 players in the entire state, Jared. Peyton Nation and Jordan Hobbs have been wreaking havoc for the Springboro Panthers this season, and we all know about the Twin Towers, Part 2.
Right, Springboro wins the opening tip.
Nicole Nation was the one who brought that tip down for her team.
3 on the open end is good.
Julia Seacrest has been a glue piece to this team, only averaging about 5 points a game, Jared, but she has been so impactful with her assist, second in G-Walk, and there you go, Carrie Thornton missing a shot after the penetration for Fairmont.
Up court pass, they're going to drive in on the paint, dish out to number 30, that is Nation, and Fairmont quickly calls a timeout. 2 empty possessions to start this game, and that is not what Coach Finn wants, because he knows this 12th ranked team in Division I, Springboro, is going to take it to him tonight.
Yeah, that was fast. I think he just really didn't establish the defensive rotation he wanted to right out the gate. Once he gets those defensive adjustments in, I think this game will just run. But coming out bad out the gate, though, Mikkel Nation is an underrated part of this team. She is the older sister of the star player.
Right. You said she comes in averaging 5 points, and I think she has all 5 for the Panthers right now.
Yeah, well, Seacrest hit the 3, and then Nation hit the 2.
Okay.
But Seacrest is a very valuable glue piece. She averages 5, 4, and 4 a game. So expect her to make some noise. And here we go, Makaira Webster coming down for the Fairmont Firebirds.
Tries to feed it down low to Westbell, no good, up court. Shot is denied by Madison Bartley, but an offensive board for the Panthers.
Amazing defense for Springboro right now, outstanding.
Down low, guarded by Webster, but the shot is good.
Now she has 5 points, Jared.
Okay, now Webster guarded at the top of the key.
And they're rushing possession so far, but seem to slow it down right about now. You got the 2 post players.
Down low to Bartley. It's a little bit out in front of her, and it's going to stay with the Firebirds.
They're doing a beautiful job, Springboro is so far, Jared, limiting post looks, not letting the ball get to where their weak point is.
Now, see, this is where the Firebirds have excelled all year, is inbound scoring plays. Gives it to Westbeld.
All over Maddie Westbeld. Hesitation
Westbeld
behind the back.
In the paint. Shot off the glass is no good. But Bartley fighting for the board, but it comes up in favor of the Panthers as they look to extend their 7-0 lead in a minute and a half into this game.
And the Panthers got a break there, Jared. That was an easy layup for one of the best players in the whole country. And ball circulating right now. Mikkel Nation misses the shot. Tremendous hustle by Peyton Wells. She puts it right back in.
And Coach Finn is going to the bench early as he's going to call Kendall Ketter to come to the line, or come to the scores
table. A quick adjustment, but they have to beef up this team. They are losing these battles right now. The physical battles, they're losing.
Mallory Hollinger's 3 is good as she puts the Firebirds on the board.
That was a stab 3.
And Webster tries to steal the inbounds pass.
Springboro coming with some tremendous hustle.
3, or just inside the 3-point arc is good.
Gorgeous shot. Hobbs strikes again.
I hope one of these teams slow down. It's hard. Bartley down low, and Bartley is held.
And this has already been a thrilling game. We're only 2.5 minutes through, Jared. I can only imagine what the rest of this game holds. Hollinger's going to come out for Ketter.
They're coming,
establishing a little more size down there.
They're going more size for down low. Try and get a little bit more on-ball defense. Inbound pass is going to go to Bartley. She's going to kick it over to Webster.
And they are very attentive down low. They do not want that to happen right there.
In, dishes off to Bartley. Passing. Bartley shot it. She hits that 99% of the time.
Open
and just
shot.
A little bit short. That reverse hook 3 on the other way is no good. And Westbell comes away with the rebound for the Firebirds. Numbers 3 on 2. She's going to pull it from the free throw line, no good.
And Maddie Westbell taking questionable shots so far. And a muffed layup. That was open, Jared. She easily had that one.
And Bartley is hurt down low.
And if you're a Fairmont Firebird, that's a terrifying sight. Madison Bartley has been one of the hearts of this team for the past 4 years. She comes down and her team rushes. And if I read Maddie Westbell's lips correctly, she asked her what it is, and I don't think Bartley really knows at this point. But there will be claps, and you saw she came down after that muffed layup that she misses, which is so shocking, Jared. She is shooting 66% this year. That is leading G-Walk. And Maddie Bartley, she limps off, but that does not look good.
And you're going to wonder if she can come back into this game at any point.
And she is one of the most essential parts of this team that could go on a state championship run, Jared. She is very, very important. So we'll see if we can get some updates on her. She is walking around kind of gimpy so far, but we'll see how that ankle progresses throughout this game.
And Thornton, or Mallory Hollinger, came back in to replace her.
It's been odd seeing the inefficiency from the Firebirds. They lead GWalk in field goal percentage, Jared.
Westbelt's going to drive into the paint. Drive, shot off the glasses, no good. And Thornton fighting for the rebound, but it's ripped away by the Panthers. And Webster does not get it to get poked away.
They almost get the steal, but Jared, these Panthers are playing with authority right now. They are not allowing Westbelt to have her way inside. And you have to admire the toughness they're playing on defensively. They refuse to let the Fairmont Firebirds beat them.
Just inside the three-point line's no good. Hollinger brings it back up court.
Good hustle by Hollinger. Gives it back to Webster to restart. And Coach Finn calls the play. We'll see what unfolds here. Westbelt looking for the screen. Takes it at the top of the key. Webster. And I have no doubt, Jared, that having Westbelt off of the floor is going to alter their offensive decisions.
Bartley.
Bartley, yeah, excuse me.
And Hollinger in the corner three. It was halfway down and it rims out.
That has to pain them right there.
Drive in and they're going to pull it back out. Thornton all over that defense.
Nation almost loses it.
No good.
Majors muffs the layup coming in the lane.
And Westbelt ripped down the rebound.
Webster scanning. Fairmont trying to get some offense. I have not seen them struggle offensively like this all year.
No, and this is by far the longest that they've been in a deficit all year. They've used to playing and dominating in the lead. Westbelt's turnaround jumper is good.
And there she is, the legend, Maddie Westbelt. This is the reason this game is so compelling, Jared. She's top 25 on the ESPN 100, committed to Notre Dame. She is a phenomenal player all around. Here we go, Springboro moving the ball around the perimeter, and trying to penetrate the zone.
They can't see it on camera, but Bartley walks back to the end of the bench, and she looks like she's ready to go back in.
Yeah, she is right back in with her teammates, asking her coaches questions.
So drive in by Springboro. Almost looked like a travel there. Down low, mismatch advantage on Webster, but they can't answer with the short layup opportunity.
And they are really utilizing Julia Seacrest early and often. She has to be the player to watch for the rest of this game, Jared. Webster scanning at the top of the key, trying to make a decision, and she did. Dishes off to Hollinger, back to Webster in the corner for three, and that's a bang! Makira Webster putting her team back in this game.
Cuts it to a three-point game.
Beautiful slight hesitation by Webster to get the defender sleeping. Peyton Nation hesitates, drives, draws the foul.
And I think that's going to be a foul on number 40 for the Firebirds.
And number 15, number 14, Peyton Nation, one of the leading scorers in GWalk. She is fifth right now in points, averaging 17 and 6 a game. Such an impactful player for the Springboro Panthers. And the Panthers are ranked 6th in the state, Jared. They are no joke by far. And this woman right here, she motors that team. So here we go, Nation shooting her second free throw, and that one will be in. So 2 of 2 from the line here early for Peyton Nation. Panthers are up 13-8 with 2 minutes left here in this first quarter, Jared, and this just keeps getting better. Cross-court passes from the Firebirds perimeter.
Back to Hollinger, up to Westbelt, or down to Westbelt. Back, Webster's going to shoot the three. Webster's three is good!
Webster, she is giving some juice to this team right now, Jared.
6 points for the senior here early, or late in the first quarter. Back-to-back threes made by Webster. Backdoor.
Beautiful pass.
Baseline cut is good.
And that's Haley Crozier. She has been a nice depth role player for Springboro so far this year. Good cut. Webster after making 2 threes.
Thought about the three, and she can make them. Hollinger gives it back to Webster.
I really like how they soften up the middle of this defense with perimeter passes, Jared. Trying to get that look inside.
Down low to Thornton. Thornton off the glass, and it's good. And it's a one-possession game now. 15-13 lead the Panthers.
There's that ball movement. The Firebirds are third in assists in G-Walk so far this year, Jared. Moving the ball at a great rate. Dishing the ball around. A lot of role players in.
Three on the way.
She takes it.
No good. And it's going to go to the Firebirds.
And how about the hustle from Peyton Wells? She has been making big things happen so far this game. Peyton Wells so far this game, Jared, has been a valuable glue piece for them. Hollinger scanning. Goes to Ketterer inside
Back
the West.
to Webster.
Beautiful
Thornton.
pass.
That is Thornton with another off the shot glass and ties it at 15.
Ball movement so good it makes you want to lick your lips.
Ripped away by Hollinger with 20 seconds left in the quarter.
A sloppy offense from the Panthers leads to a Firebirds fast break to end the first quarter.
15 seconds left, and let's see if the Firebirds hold for the last shot. 10 seconds left. Hollinger thought about taking the three. Westbeld drives in, shoots the three.
Step back.
Westbeld's three's no good. 3 seconds left. Half-court buzzer beater is no good. And what a slow starting first quarter for the Firebirds. Erupts back on a 15-3 run as it's tied it up now.
Jared, that was as action-packed as a girls' varsity game gets. Oh my goodness. And there you see the beautiful pass, spin move to the baseline from Kiera Thornton at the end of that first quarter. And Jared, what do you really think set the tone? What told the story of that first quarter?
I don't know. I think Fairmont came in they've dominated every single game they've been in so far this year. Springboro came out and played a little bit faster than what they're used to playing, so I think maybe that altered the Firebirds event. But excellent coaching and decision or in-game changes is what brought the Firebirds back in that first quarter.
Yeah, Coach Finn looks like an alchemist out there. He is so good at making those little changes that help a team.
And it worked. Bartley's coming back into the game now after she went down about halfway through that first quarter. But it's the key players, the backup players. Thornton came in and hit a couple big shots. Hollinger has a huge three, and Webster has 2 huge threes. It's going to be definitely an interesting game the rest of the way, and I kind of want to see how much they utilize the off-ball screen.
Yeah, I think the story of that first half is the way they softened up the inside with perimeter passes and the way they eventually penetrated. I love the way they rotate their offense. And Makira Webster, the little jumper, the hustle by Bartley, but it does not pay off. She cannot save it. Fast break now for the Panthers, going straight inside. Olivia Majors has it deflected, and the Panthers will reset as they'll get the ball back. Julia Sechrist, she has been the player of the game so far for the Panthers.
For the Panthers, she's definitely the biggest one. Thornton tries to swat the ball away. Jumper is no good there by Majors. Now you see Westbell comes up court with the ball slowly, and now you're going to see Thornton's going to dribble out and reset it.
Really good job of discipline by the Fairmont Firebirds. They're not jumping at these opportunities. They're kind of slowly creating them. Thornton scanning.
Bartley
top of the key.
Gives it over to Webster. Webster's going to shoot the three. That one's a little bit too long. Westbell rips that board and puts it back off the glass. It's no good. And loose ball's picked up by the Panthers. And she wisely dribbles out of that 3-on-1.
And how about that Panther toughness? Those plays are going to happen all night, Jared. You're not going to stop Westbeld and Bartley from harassing you on the boards, but what you can do is you can play as tough as possible. That's exactly what they did. And we'll see another timeout here. And a quick one at that, 1 minute into the first quarter.
And Springboro calls a full timeout, which I think that's something that they needed because evidently they didn't work on adjustments in that quarter break because Fairmont went on a 15-3 run to end that quarter because they were up 11-3 maybe at one point. But, Fairmont has come back and answered, and Springboro has not been able to stop them. But Springboro's not getting the shots off at their offensive end. They're missing quite a few open layups.
Yeah, they're just not creating the same way. And I think that Westbeld and Bartley definitely have an intimidation factor down there in the paint.
And they're not using it as much on the offensive end as what I thought they would have so far. I mean, I've seen in games all throughout this year that I've been to, they're feeding them the ball down low constantly. And then when defenses start to overcorrect for that, then they pull it out and shoot mid-range jumpers to threes. But so far, Springboro staying home on the offensive end, guarding them well.
Yeah, leading scorers by far, Hobbs and Nation, 0 points here against the second-ranked Fairmont defense in the entire GWAC. So I'm definitely expecting some more attempts out of Springboro. I just don't know how successful they'll be. It really depends on how Springboro's coach, Tom Benjamin, can facilitate these talented girls.
They have to get it in and barely get it in. Fairmont playing a tight 3-2 zone, something they're staple for really this year.
Springboro's looking frustrated and confused right now. Back down to Nation,
backs out,
inside out
on the way, no good.
Works.
And I think that was an over the back.
The attention down low drew in the defense. Good pass by Nation to get it back out to Jordan Hobbs for the three. Just could not convert. And Hobbs, a 29% three-point shooter, could not convert there.
Webster down low to Westbeld, and Fairmont takes the first lead of the game, 17-15.
And Jordan Hobbs is a mismatch. That is a guard out there on Madeline Westbeld. They definitely need to take advantage of that. Jordan Crace trying to find a crevice. Peyton Nation with the floater way off, intimidated by the defense.
Westbeld looked like probably her 8th rebound already in this first half. Down low to Bartley. Bartley turns around. It's swatted away.
Fantastic defense. Peyton Wells has really been the glue piece, number 21 for Springboro, making these huge plays. And Tom Benjamin preaching that Hobbs get more involved in the ball handling department.
She's coming up as the point guard, and he wants to make sure she controls the ball.
Tom Benjamin is not having any
Grace's three is no good. Poked away. Rebound. Shot on the way is no good.
Grace is no good again. Peyton Wells. There's that name again, Jared, making those plays.
And they turn it over. And an over and back is going to be called, and it's going to be Fairmont's ball.
You know, number 21 can only do so much, Jared. Peyton Wells is working so hard out there. Comes up short with the turnover, and it's Firebirds' ball. And this momentum has really swung all the way. It started completely in Springboro's favor, and now we're starting to see Fairmont take over slowly.
Webster's going to drive in, kicks it down low. Bartley out to Hollinger from the free throw line. It's no good. And rebound goes to, I think that was Hobbs. I know Hobbs is going to bring it up
right there. Scanning the floor, Crace back to Hobbs.
Back to Crace. And she's just holding the ball up there. And you see, as Webster pokes it away, you see Webster's just staring at the ball whenever Hobbs puts it up in the air like that. And Webster's just a swat away from getting a turnover.
Yeah, it seems like Springboro came out of this game really confident, firing on all cylinders. They look scared right now, Jared. They kind of look startled.
And they're only down 2.
Yeah, this Fairmont's link is really getting to them. The way they put pressure on Peyton Nation. It's working out for him.
And Thornton steals it. Thornton wide open, fast break, off the glass is good.
Gorgeous defense. Firebirds are taking over this game with this side of the ball right here. Watch the Firebirds as a unit right here, Jared. Working together, communication and rotation.
Thornton has 6 points. Down low, back to Crace. Crace off the glass is good. It ends the scoring drought for the Panthers.
She was leaning away from Westbeld. That's just a gorgeous shot.
Webster down low to Bartley. And Bartley tries to fight for it.
How about the hustle from Crace? Getting that ball back in there and getting it down.
Webster comes up, tries to get the steal again. And look at the tight defense by Webster. And then Thornton's going to step up, and she's going to do it too.
McKell Nation
Double team.
confused, and she draws the foul.
That one's going to be on Webster.
Kyra Webster, a fiery on-ball defender.
Here's Thornton's wide open, fast break. Kiss off the glass.
We talked about it before this game, Jared. Webster and Thornton are going to be the keys to this team. Missed
Shots
open
no good.
layup. Oh my goodness. McKell Nation had a chance to tie up this game. Webster now coming down, waiting for the offense to develop in front of her.
Down, up, gives it up to Westbeld. Westbeld drives in. Westbeld off the glass is no good. Offensive board. Takes a dribble, and she is fouled on the way up.
Westbeld's been a little hard with the finish tonight.
Right, looks like she's shooting a little bit too hard.
Yeah. Putting it up with a lot of power. See the offensive rebound here. Just the creation of the contact. Girls know who she is. They spend all week preparing for her. Now you get to see her, Madeline Westbeld.
Westbeld's shot is up and good. Now you're going to see Ketter switch back and forth, and that's really what they switch. And Hollinger and Ketter switch positions all the time.
Ketterer, very hustling wing.
Westbeld's second one is good too. Puts the Firebirds up 4 with just over 3 minutes left.
Got Majors and Hobbs at the top of the key.
Hobbs over to Crace, back to Hobbs. Hobbs going to shoot a 3, and it's good.
My goodness!
And she was falling down as she hit that.
No, that was a completely defended, 100% covered. Jordan Hobbs with an exceptional shot.
Westbeld over to Ketterer. Ketterer's going to shoot a 3, and she airballs a 3. Panthers back up court, and they're going to dribble it out.
And Kendall Ketterer, a role player who is she's rotational, has not shot a lot of threes this year.
Westbeld swats that one away and gets the ball, saves it from going out of bounds. Westbeld doing it all so far on the defensive end for the Firebirds.
And if someone asked me about this girl, that's what I would say. She can do it all.
Right. She's the Swiss Army knife.
Top
for
5
the Firebirds.
points, assists, rebounds, steals, and blocks.
Westbeld looked about taking that 3, gives it over. Webster's going to shoot a 3. It's no good. An excellent box out there by Hobbs, and that was number 32, Seacrest.
Hobbs looks a lot more comfortable. Peyton Nation with the 3. Not an efficient shooter on the year. 3 of 19 now.
Offensive board, and you can see that Coach Finn is irate. No offensive boards no defensive boards for the Firebirds, as they giving up quite a few offensive rebounds to the Panthers.
Bartley viciously boxes out and snags that one. Webster bringing it up just above half court, initiating the offense now. And you see Westbeld battle, and there's 2 girls on her down there. They got to go to Thornton, who's wide open.
Back down to Westbeld, and she's going to go to the line for 3.
Jared. And this Fairmont sideline comes alive.
Foul is on 32. That was foul on Seacrest.
And you know what you just saw? The pride of Kettering, Jared. Madeline Westbeld. The strong and 1. Got to bring her total to 9 points on rather inefficient shooting, but you got to think they're game planning around her. And still, she remains a force. The Springboro offense looks so hesitant. Cross court almost gets snagged. Hobbs going in again. Difficult shot.
No good. Finds in front of the rim.
Get it.
Bartley with another rebound for her total tonight, but still scoreless. Webster down low to Bartley. Bartley off the glass.
Beautiful passing.
And Bartley gets 2.
How soft that pass was, Jared, I cannot describe. You're looking at the team that's 3rd in assists in G-Walk with 133 coming into this game. They're showing why.
Bartley finally getting on the scoreboard just as the first half is about to come to an end with 40 seconds left and counting. And if the way Springboro's looking, it looks like they want to try and hold on to this for the last shot.
And the scoreboard really doesn't tell the story of the game, Jared. Springboro has been so close.
Drive in, they're going to dribble right back out. 22 seconds left and counting.
And Kettering's half-court defense proves to be the difference in this game still.
Drive in, kicks out. They're going to drive back in. Ball's poked away. Bartley steals it, and Bartley gets up slowly. Thornton up to Webster. And they're going to call a double dribble with 4.9 seconds left.
Makaira Webster, just a vicious on-ball defender. She snags that ball from any person that's willing to hold it in front of her.
And she creates so much separation with the fast move that she puts on people.
They're locking Jordan Hobbs down, driving in, trying to get the tough shot. Does not work. And that'll be the first half, Jared. And what an exciting one at that.
Fairmont leads by 6, and it was definitely a tale of 2 quarters for the Firebirds. They are dominating on the defensive end, not getting up any shots, or not letting any shots get up, I should say. But a lot of stuff still needs to be worked on, and we'll see how each team reacts going into halftime. All right, here we go. Welcome back for the second half of our MVCC Game of the Week tip-off game for the 2019 season. Fairmont currently holds a 6-point lead, 26-20 over the Panthers. Jeff, what second half adjustments does the Panthers need to work on or talk about at halftime, do you think?
Offensive patience, Jared. I feel like they're getting really overwhelmed by the way the Firebirds play defense. They have those long arms in there, those big bodies down there. I think they're really getting intimidated by the Fairmont Firebirds.
And you see it here, Kara Thornton steals on the opening possession, kisses off the glass, and it's good. Thornton.
She has inserted another type of energy.
The last team, including so far tonight's performance, Thornton is going off on the scoring end. Last game against Westerville South, she had 17.
And coincidentally, Jared, you asked me what was the biggest adjustments, and they've already screwed that up twice since we talked about it.
Okay, so second half and 30 seconds adjustments into the second half.
Hollinger for the open three.
No good, and
the bench stands up and sits down.
Hobbs with the board, and Hobbs gonna bring it up court.
Right here, possessions like right here. You see Thornton pouncing.
Double
you need
team
to make
there.
A decision.
If you're double teamed, and that one sails into the And Springboro calls a timeout as they have not found any motion or emphasis at all coming into the second half.
Steal by Thornton right there to begin it. And you see, Jared, exactly what I was talking about. They're intimidated by the Firebirds' presence. They're widening the arms. They're coming towards them. They're very intimidating.
And look how messy. It's 4 different, I think you can read lips. It's 4 different opportunities that they've had to go in for a quick score down low that they're not utilizing. And in that replay, you saw Thornton had just enough English on it to come back into the net after right off the...
Only imagine Tom Benjamin's mind right now. He is going off. He has been screaming this game, very passionate about his team. He knows what they need to do. They need to get their head in the game. Springboro's been doing a good job of being stingy on the defensive end. It's still attainable as a game, but you need to make better decisions offensively.
Westbeld drives in, tries to get separation, gives it over to Bartley, out to Hollinger, and they're going to swing it around. Down low, and Webster with just a bad pass. Springboro read that one perfectly. And if Crace could have had a handle on that one, she was going to shoot a wide open 3, I would presume.
Look at this intensity, the rotation from the Fairmont offense. They're like savages. They come at you from every angle and they try to prevent you from passing the ball.
Kicks out for a 3, drives into the paint, tries to draw contact, and they're going to call a foul, and that should have been a jump ball as both teams possess the ball, and that's going to be a foul on Bartley.
And you saw the smile on Westbeld's face. She snatched that ball out of her hand.
Yeah, minimum that should have been called a jump ball, but that's Bartley's first foul. We'll take a look here in the replay just to see.
And that's, yeah. Bartley went straight up. Westbeld came from behind.
Seacrest's first free throw is good, giving herself 6. And her second one is up and no good. Bartley rips down that board.
Tenacious rebound.
I think that's something the Firebirds worked on or talked about at the halftime, is not limiting the offensive rebounds for the Panthers, and so far they haven't been able to get it, as that Seacrest picks up her second foul.
And the crowd did not agree with that. Tried to jump the pass, got a little too physical, and there you go. There's the stack that worked so well in the JV game. You can only imagine how it's going to work in the varsity. Fairmont has this sensational group of talent and firepower. Thornton, great depth.
Gives it over to Webster.
This team is deadly, Jared. They're giving us another example tonight.
Westbeld gives it over to Thornton. Thornton drives in, and she's going to go to the line for 2.
Good job. Draws the foul from McKell Nation.
They're going to give it to Peyton Wells. Thornton's first free throw is up and no good.
Kiera Thornton has played so well tonight. She has been one of the reasons that the Fairmont Firebirds have been making this lead happen. All this ball pressure.
Both free throws missed.
Smart fast break passes. Thornton has been a part of it. Peyton Nation trying to penetrate.
And what's helped with Fairmont defensively, I mean, they're not getting set all the way on defense, but you hear the bench is yelling shooter all the time, so it's like Fairmont just, like muscle memory, just goes to their guarding positions.
And look at those arms, Jared. Those long arms are inside there. They're everywhere. Bartley and Westbeld are like spider webs that are everywhere you turn. That's the difference in this game, is Fairmont's defensive possessions, the way they play, the way they stop every possible option.
But that's the thing. I mean, Westbeld and Bartley are so much taller than everybody else. When they drive, when a player drives in offensively, it's going to look like a foul every time. Yeah. And I think the refs are falling for that mismatch of height advantage.
And you've seen Peyton Nation, 3 of 19 from 3 this year, leading scorer, number 14. She's penetrated multiple times, always intimidated or affected by Bartley or Westbeld. 1 of 2 from the free throw line there, which is really surprising. Jared, these are the 2 top free throw shooting teams in GWAC. Fairmont shooting Springboro shooting 68, Fairmont shooting 66% from the line.
Gives it over to Bartley in the corner. Bartley You see Westbeld fighting down low. Gives it back over to Westbeld. Westbeld's going to drive in. Westbeld off the glass. No. Westbeld offensive board, and the putback is good.
Maddie Westbeld taking all the attention. She wants it.
Giving herself 11 in the game so far.
And that comes on a lot of volume, Jared. Don't let that sound too good. She has missed a lot of shots, but she's super aggressive.
Hobbs is going to shoot a 3, and it is good.
That's beautiful basketball. The Firebirds finally had a little chink in that rotation, and they took advantage of it. Springboro playing beautifully.
You could see the coaches were up yelling and jumping.
And good job by Hobbs, utilizing the open space tonight when you can get it.
Webster dribbles out, gives it over to Thornton, and Thornton's going to give it back to Westbeld. She looked like she hesitated the 3. Thornton's going to kick it out to, Webster from Thornton. Westbeld with the rebound. On the putback and one.
Jared, that's an ESPN 100 recruit. That's a grown woman. You do not grab her on the way up.
No, that's the top. She's the #1 ranked player in the state for the graduating class of 2020, and she's putting on a clinic down low so far tonight.
She is the best player in Ohio, and I don't think there's any debate about it. The way she can dominate.
Free throw's no good.
You got Peyton Nation trying to make a decision, communicating with the team. Hobbs waving the screen, kicks it to Nation. Jordan Hobbs has been one of the only things that have been working tonight.
And you can just see the frustration in Coach Finn's face every time a tick-for-tack foul is called.
Going with a little less size here, which is kind of scary for Burrow. Bringing Olivia Majors for one of their big girls, Mikkel Nation.
They're going to drive in. No, she's going to kick it back out. Now Hobbs, they're just winging it around the three-point arc. Thornton, beautiful defense read by Thornton, and the kiss off the glass to finish the fast break.
Kiera Thornton has been an animal tonight. She has changed this game with her instinct, Jared.
10 points, and if we have a replay of that steal and defensive read was beautiful.
Springboro is having so much trouble maneuvering around Fairmont's defensive pressure. Fairmont is getting to them. And you've seen it time after time, Jared. Springboro doesn't know where to go with the ball. Fairmont makes up their mind for them. They snatch it from them. They force a turnover. They force a bad shot. It keeps on happening over and over again. And just like Andy said in the JV game earlier, Coach Finn has always had a history of having having teams that if nothing else, they play hard, gritty defense. And we're seeing that, and it's scary because it's one of the most talented teams naturally in the entire state. The Fairmont Firebirds come out up 9, all the momentum. That last steal and fast break bucket by Kiera Thornton lifted every single person up off of this bench. The energy that Fairmont has right now, rolling for them and Springboro, is ridiculous. And the Panthers need to get it rolling. They have to make better offensive decisions here, or this game's not going to turn around, Jared.
Fairmont still pressuring defensively. Thought about a 3 there. That was number 12, Olivia Majors.
Still amazing rotational defense. Contesting every possible shot, Jared. Peyton Nation finally making it happen and getting on the board. That's her second bucket of the night only. That's the leading scorer on the team. They have to get her going, Jared.
Bartley gives it down low to Westbeld.
Open.
And a jump ball. It's going to be in favor of Fairmont, though.
And honestly, Thornton hasn't shot the best from deep this year, but she was wide open in the corner. I definitely thought Westbeld was going to hit her.
Westbeld gets the inbounds pass. Turnaround jumper is good.
Beautiful hook shot. Kendall Ketterer, though. Kendall Ketterer with the pinpoint pass right over the defender's hand.
Right.
Beautiful.
15 now for Westbeld. Kicks it out. Kicks it over. Ball was tipped. That could have been bad for the Panthers. Hobbs is going to drive in, and they're going to call a foul on Bartley, but it looked like Bartley went straight up with that.
Yeah, and another one of those fouls you talk about, Jared, that is just what it looks like.
Well, actually, they're going to call it on Westbeld. That'll be her second.
And as Jordan Hobbs shoots his free throw, you got to question her decision-making. Why are you going to trap yourself into the two best rim protectors in the entire state, Jared? That doesn't really make sense to me. As Jordan Hobbs is going down a one-way street. And the only way that was ended beneficially for the Panthers was a foul, and she got it that time. Panthers are back up 29-36. They're back within this game, Jared, only down by 7. Fairmont circulating the ball with some good ball movement.
Bartley looked like she wanted to shoot that three. Errant pass. Hobbs goes coast to coast and gets the bucket. Pulls it within 5. And Webster's going to try and get some separation. Now she's double teamed. Cross court pass in the corner. Gives it off. Thornton.
Gorgeous.
Thornton's shot is no good. Ball tipped in the air. Westbeld rips it.
Thornton. Kiera Thornton, Jared. She has been the glue to this team. The Shane Battier. The 3-and-D person that really makes it all happen.
That's the third foul on McKell Nation.
And more sensational, scrappy play from Kiera Thornton, the X factor tonight.
And she's going to get the inbounds pass, gives it over to...
And Webster scans the defense. No urgency at all. You see Fairmont's taking their time with a lot of composure. Gotta like the way they're running their offense.
Webster's going to shoot an open three. It's no good.
What you didn't see was a gorgeous box out.
Crace thought about the three, gives it over to Hobbs. Hobbs dribbles into the paint, down low, and it's no good, but a late foul called, and that's going to be number 3 on Madeline Westbeld.
And that's a scary thing from your star player to see her rack up those many fouls, and especially when they're questionable like that, Jared.
They're going to go to the line to shoot 2.
And it's just the way that she contorts her body to play defense.
Nation's first one is up and good. Cuts it to a 4-point lead, and Hollinger is going to come in, and they're going to take Westbeld out of the game with the 3 fouls with 47.2 seconds left.
You see Peyton Nation checks back into this game.
Second one is up and no good. Ketterer gets the board for the Firebirds.
Great hustle by the wing, Kendall Ketterer. What a play by the senior.
Thornton's going to drive into the paint, and they're going to say she pushed off.
And another questionable call down the stretch.
That's going to be 3 on Thornton.
That was hard to see on our part, Jared.
And now you're going to see for the first time Mari Carter come into the game, number 12.
And we discussed her before the game, Jared, some eccentric ball handling skills.
Yes, it's basically a Mercari Webster 2.0.
Nice. Well, quick feet. Definitely has that attribute. We'll see how that can help out on the defensive end.
30 seconds left here in this third quarter. Bartley, no, almost turnover, and Matt Webster comes up with the steal. Up court to Carter. Backs to Bartley. Bartley off the glass and 1.
And you see Bartley turn around and scream. All the built-up frustration from this game slowly oozing out.
And that's going to be number 4 on Nation.
That is a huge foul.
And you see Hobbs is going to come in for her, as you've got to get her off the court.
And McKell Nation is the main source of rim protection, Jared. This is going to be very rough finishing this game without her down low, without her presence. Madison Bartley to convert the and 1 does not come up, almost comes up short. Rebound by Hobbs, running the break. Springboro cannot rush here. That's their biggest issue.
Hobbs drives into the paint, spin move in, shot off the glass is no good. And it's going to go to the Firebirds' way with 0.6 of a second left on the clock.
Tom Benjamin.
And he's got to watch out. He's close to be giving a technical. And Fairmont's just going to let it sit. And they're going to go into the fourth quarter with a 6-point lead.
Yeah, Jared, it's only a 6-point lead, but how exciting this game has been is I just can't put it in words. I know that's my role, but I cannot put the excitement of this game over.
It's almost like Fairmont's leaving it there for Springboro. Springboro has had many chances. They're just not utilizing the driving in the paint. And with having Westbeld out and Bartley on I don't know if she's playing a full percent on her ankle or whatever she went out with earlier, you got to drive in and try at least just get the contact. One more foul against Fairmont, you're shooting free throws the rest of the way. With 8 minutes left and a full quarter to go, that's a lot of time to be shooting free throws.
Yeah, and shots like that last one by Jordan Hobbs are just unwarranted. You have to move the ball to get that kind of separation. And granted, they're failing, but I think it's because of the lack of patience. They have this urgency, like they need to get everything done now, and that's just not the way to play basketball. So I hope Tom Benjamin is preaching patience and composure on that sideline, Jared, because that's what they need if they want to deal with this ball pressure-oriented Firebirds defense that has worked so well. And you see Bartley leading her girls back on the court. Hollinger, Carter, Webster, and Ketterer will begin the fourth quarter like they ended the third quarter with her. And you'll still see Westbeld and Thornton out as we begin this pivotal fourth quarter.
Double team on Hobbs. Hobbs down low, and Ketterer is going to be called for the foul. Let's say if the refs say she was in the act of shoot. Well, I guess it don't matter because it's the 1-and-1 now.
And you've seen Hobbs on Carter down low, and I think that's exactly what
11 seconds in. The players with 3 fouls apiece for the Firebirds is coming back onto the court.
They're just going to have to play less physical because they need Westbeld and Thornton in. Those are the two biggest things that have swung this game.
That's the biggest swings for the game. 15 points for Westbeld and 10 points for Thornton.
And that's without mentioning her defensive and
defensive steals. Right.
Yeah. She's been passing the ball really well, making good decisions. Webster bringing down the ball. Springboro with tremendous ball pressure again. And they get the ball from him. Oh!
Bartley corrals it at half court.
Good hustle by Webster. Poke that one back out.
Cross court. Hollinger gives it back to Thornton. Thornton over to Webster. She's left wide open.
The floor. I don't know whose shoe it is. Oh, yeah. Olivia Major's shoe was in the middle of the floor, and a timeout was called.
Fairmont calls a 30-second timeout. That leaves the Firebirds with 2 timeouts left in this game. Springboro has 3, but what really is in favor of Springboro is that they're shooting free throws from here on out.
You know, they got the bonus, so Fairmont's going to have to let up on their physicality. They have 2 players, essential players, with 3 fouls.
And I've seen Fairmont. They get in foul trouble early or late in the game in the early situation of the fourth quarter. He pulls the pressure back, but they still play a tight defense without fouling.
You got Bartley hurt, Westbeld and Thornton in
Bartley down low. Bartley gets another bucket. She's up to 6 points now in the game.
I don't see where Springboro gets more of an advantage than right now, Jared. They have an opportunity to take this game. Let's see if they take it. Jordan Hobbs trying to find a bucket. Errant pass. Nation to Majors for the 3, and it's down. Olivia Majors shifting the momentum of this game with one flick of a wrist. And it's back to Fairmont ball, and this is how Springboro needs to play, Jared. Fairmont's being very decisive, not caring about the defensive pressure. Springboro did this more often, it would be a more fair game.
Hollinger gives it over to down low, out to Webster. Webster back down to Bartley. Bartley off the glass, can't get it. Follows the board.
And there is no way Her hands were straight up. Her body
She went straight up.
her body was fading back, Jared. It's not even like the momentum caved in.
I don't
from
see
the
how
back.
you call it over the back when her momentum is taking her backwards.
Very, very questionable call here in a pivotal point in the game. Down 4, Springboro will shoot free throws here.
Still the 1-and-1 though.
And this is what I'm talking about. They have the advantage here. Fairmont cannot play as physical now.
No, not with 8 fouls on the team. And now you're a foul away from getting your third or your other big person down low in the foul trouble. The free throw's up and good. It's a 3-point game, 40-37.
Peyton Nation, 7th in the conference in free throw shooting with 75%. Hasn't quite got it going tonight, but
Second one's up and good, a 2-point game. But Nation, like you said, team's leading scorer well below her season average.
we'll see if she can get it going. Springboro's only down by 2. Jared, it does not seem like they're in this game right now.
No, but I think the crowd is trying to make a difference here. You hear the crowd getting loud.
Only down by
2-point
2.
game with 6.5 minutes left to go.
Crazy turn of events for 2 of the top teams.
Bartley
in the entire
drives
state.
in. Bartley off the glass, and it's good. 2 more for Bartley. She has 8 in the game.
That's another Division I player averaging 14 points a game, 8 rebounds. Nation rushing the shot a little bit, and it's going to be Springboro ball. Bartley cannot handle the ball going out of bounds. Here we go. Tom Benjamin's squad has one more chance. With 5.5 minutes to go to get this game closer once more. Every possession at this point of the game counts, Jared. Peyton Nation gets fouled, and that's Kiera Thornton. That is 4 fouls on one of the most pivotal players on this entire team.
No, they're going to give it on call it on Bartley, but that's her 3rd foul.
Wow. So the 3 most impactful players in this game
In foul trouble here
3
now.
fouls.
5:48 left. 3 players in foul trouble, and Springboro's 1 free throw away from making this a 2-point game again as Nation goes back to the line.
Speaking of foul trouble, McKell Nation comes back into the game, which gives Springboro some much needed length down low.
Yeah, but 1 more foul and she's gone.
We'll see how that affects them. Peyton Nation making 4 clutch free throws in a row. The leading scorer stepping up for Borough in the clutch moments.
8 points for her in the game, 4 in the quarter.
And Fairmont will try to stay composed. Madeline Westbound one-on-one down low. This is a bucket right here.
And she
it's
doesn't
off.
get it. Offensive
Bartley,
board.
offensive board.
And a putback. Oh, she can't get
and
the
it is
and one, but
so
she's going to go to the line to shoot 2
close.
more.
And that hustle, you love to see it. You love to see when it gets rewarded. Madison Bartley making another huge play. That's going to be a full timeout for Tom Benjamin of Springboro.
Full timeout.
And I believe that's 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, 2 timeouts remaining for each team.
And Jared, the energy in this arena right now, in this little gym, is different. Usually in a 5.5 minute to go game, you don't feel this kind of urgency. You don't feel this kind of impact. These 2 teams, top 10 in the nation, top 10 in the state, they want this game. You can feel it by the way they are playing.
5.5 minutes left. 3 players in foul trouble for the Firebirds, sitting with 3, but really the one, if you're Fairmont and you attack offensively, you've got to try and attack number 30. She has 4 fouls and 1 more and she's gone.
And really, the Firebirds should take this game as a lesson in lack of discipline. The way they have loosely thrown their body around on defense have really earned them these fouls and have kind of thrown them into this situation. So they can learn from this as a team that could go deep in the state tournament. And if you showed me this whole game, Jared, without a scoreboard, I would not believe that Springboro is down 2 right now. Bartley with their first free throw, and it's good.
Bartley makes the first one for the Firebirds.
Remember, this is the 2nd highest free throw shooting percentage team in the conference, first being the team they face. Hobbs making a decisive pass over to Haley Crozier. Crozier inside the Nation. Nation trying to be decisive, and that's Kiera Thornton, Jared. That's the 4th foul. Trying to be aggressive with that ball pressure like she has all game, and she pays for it. And I don't think Finn is going to make a substitution. I think he's going to leave Thornton out there to decide her own fate. It doesn't look like he's bringing anybody off the bench, Jared, so it looks like I'm right. Thornton will stay in with 4 fouls. That'll be a huge potential swinging point of this game if she goes out.
With 5 minutes and 19 seconds left.
6 clutch free throw for Nation in a row. They are so good at getting to the line. Springboro leads GWalk in free throw attempts. Remember that, Jared.
Barley down low to Westbell, gives it back to Barley, drives into the paint, shot is good.
Madeline Westbell with a butter smooth pass. That was butter smooth. Those ball skills for a 6'3" forward are uncanny, Jared. Crozier moving it around. Great job by Springboro staying in this game, being so tough right now and drawing the foul. Peyton Nation, she has been the player to bring this team back in.
Ball tipped away, Hollinger saves it. Webster goes for the steal. Hobbs back out.
In the corner, it's up.
It's no good. Hobbs with the board. Hobbs on the putback, it's no good. And Springboro another offensive board.
And Jared, the way Madeline Westbell was playing with 3 fouls really affected that scene right there. She was very carefully defending. That's why fouls matter late in the game. Webster with the 3 off the off-ball screen, and it's no good. Thornton with the rebound, and that's a block. Finn said his prayers when the ref blew his whistle, and they were heard. It's a blocking foul. And I think Jordan Hobbs is down.
Yeah, she's down.
Controversial call. I think it could have been called a charge, Jared. I wasn't aware whether or not Jordan Hobbs was shuffling her feet. And Tom Benjamin is going to let him hear it. Quoting the Springboro coach, "You're terrible."
Yeah, I heard that one.
And you hear Benjamin now preaching to his team about rebounding. Thornton's first free throw is up, and it is good in a critical moment in the game. 46-44 now. Fairmont is up. Thornton, such an impactful part of this game, trying to get 12 points here, and she does. Up by 3. Fairmont will have to try to avoid fouling Peyton Nation again. Peyton Nation has 8 straight points, Jared. I cannot emphasize her presence in drawing fouls enough. She has 2 different games this year where she's drawn 12 free throws. So this is not out of nowhere. Good drive.
High off the glass. Westfeld with the rebound.
Hustle,
jump ball. And it's going to go in favor of Fairmont.
Yeah, they're not going to call the timeout that Finn said. They're going to call the jump ball, and it's going to go Fairmont. Westfeld looks a little shaken up. She definitely battled hard in those straight.
I think she's surprised she wasn't called, or there wasn't a foul called against her.
No, she was very careful. I've been watching her the last few possessions. The reason Springboro is coming back is because Madeline Westbell is so careful. Great awareness by a player of her caliber to recognize a situation like this.
And you see Finn bringing Thornton in on offensive opportunities and taking her back out on defense.
And now you see 3-2 by Springboro. They're going to try to trap Fairmont into making a bad decision here, and they do.
They're going to call a reach-in foul.
Goodness, that was a questionable call there. That was very questionable, Jared. A bang-bang play.
Foul is on number 14, Peyton Nation, her second.
Thornton will come out with 4 fouls here. Might put her back in later, but they do not want to take that risk right now.
They're going to go into a defensive opportunity, so they're going to, and the free throw's missed.
Hollinger misses the one-on-one. Bad mistake there. Nation hesitates. Encouraging his wing defender Ketterer to drop off of Nation. Hobbs shooting.
Shot
She
is
makes
good.
that shot. I have no clue. As the timeout gets called by Tom Benjamin, I have no clue how Jordan Hobbs made that shot.
Off balance, looked like she was falling down, but that's the final timeout with 3:06. Or no, they have one left, sorry.
And Jordan Hobbs, as many mistakes as she has made tonight, as much as she has been pushed around, fouled, knocked to the ground, her toughness has not wavered once. She has been one of the biggest parts in carrying this team back. She had a great first half scoring the ball, and she just resurged the entire team with that shot right there. Down only one, 46-47. Springboro fights on with 3 minutes left, and it is Fairmont ball. So Madeline Westbeld will be on the inbound. Webster will take it, and here we go. Some of the most critical possessions of the season for both of these teams, Jared. This right here is
Westfeld's going to
TV-worthy
fake
basketball.
it, shoot it, no good.
Running the break is Julia Seacrest. Trying to decide what to do with the ball. Jordan Hobbs in the wing. Good ball movement. Trying to get it inside. Nation at the top of the key, pass to Hobbs. Trying to get separation.
Thornton
Can't
close to
find it.
contact there.
Seacrest in the wing, hesitating. Tried to get the look down low.
Fairmont staying strong on this defensive possession.
Majors looking for Nation. Passes it over. Fairmont's shutting them down right now. Hobbs on the
Hobbs
drive.
baseline, it's stripped away, gets it back.
That's a
and
foul. That's a foul. That's Mallory Hollinger. She fouled her.
That's Hollinger's second.
Harbor foul number 15, Mallory Hollinger. Gonna put number 10 on for the Panthers, Jordan.
Now the last.
Hobbs ties the game up at 47. 2:06 left in the game.
Out of the last 11 points, Jared, this is about to be their 10th free throw attempt. That'll be 12 points if she can knock this down. And she puts
Springboro takes the
up.
1-point lead.
Jordan Hobbs.
Down low to Westbeld. Westbeld drive off the glass and it's
To her
good.
right. That's easy money, Jared. That's a Division I recruit. That's a future NCAA tournament star right there. And we watched her work in the clutch moment. That's easy money. Now, here's where the grinding begins. Can Springboro do the exact same thing after another 30-second possession?
I don't know, it's hard for, I think it's going to be too hard for Springboro to try to grind out a possession like that.
They have to be exhausted, Jared. This comeback has been pure effort. It's not skill, it's not sheer luck. This has been pure effort. They have willed this comeback. They have earned every single point. Fairmont has looked like the better team, but at points, Springboro has looked like they have wanted it more. This is everything you could hope for in a high school basketball game. And welcome back, folks, to MVCC Game of the Week basketball
What
season.
a way to kick this off.
There's still 2 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready and get
And a
your
possible
popcorn.
overtime if we want to.
That would be amazing. These two games have been so sensational, and the second one's not even over yet. Here we go. You got Julia Seacrest bringing it down. Hobbs, Seacrest, Majors, Nation.
Hobbs steals it, Westbeld steals it.
Westbeld with exceptional defense. And there you go, Springboro. They weren't patient that time, Jared. Springboro's lack of patience yet cost them another possession. And a travel from Madeline Westbeld. Oh my goodness, you cannot make this stuff up. The player who's recruited by nearly every D1 school in the country travels.
Springboro has got to get an answer here. They've got to try and get something going to the basket.
And this war continues with almost a minute to go. These ladies are giving it everything they have tonight. Jordan Hobbs, pass down low. She's taking on the
Bartley
giant.
comes up with a huge board after the miss.
Bad ISO there for Nation. Got way too cocky against one of the best rim protectors in the conference. Thornton bringing it up. The ball pressure is real right now. Tom Benjamin's calling for it. And Westbeld is dribbling the ball, but Finn called a timeout. Head coach Jeremy Finn has been great tonight in his adjustments, great tonight in his decisions. And we get to see the validation, the ultimate validation. Can he hold these tough and determined Springboro Panthers off in a critical game between ranked opponents? And you know, Jared, this is just one of those games that defines a coach's career. When you look back at Finn, you're going to see him battling against these Panthers. 3 different star players with 3 fouls. This has been an exceptional performance from the sideline tonight. And you heard a first buzzer from that full timeout. You see the hands up in the air, and the huddles will break.
45.2 seconds left.
As we jump right back in to this very critical situation.
And Springboro coming out of the timeout very late.
And Tom Benjamin's lively Panthers are going to try to defend.
44 seconds left and counting.
Westbeld with the ball in her hands, double teamed. Westbeld's double teamed. She panics. It's a jump ball. She lets go of it. It's another jump ball.
Bartley gets the ball, gives it over to Thornton.
Thornton has it. Pass to Webster at a reset. Double team again. Came with the foul, and they finally call the foul. There were a couple fouls I thought there. They finally call one of them. What an insane sequence. And how about the effort? Once again, the effort from the Springboro Panthers, Jared.
And it's only a 1-and-1 foul here for the Firebirds with 27.9 seconds. And Westbeld gets the first one to fall. It's a 2-point game now. Westbeld has 18 in the game.
That's a big young lady, Jared, but she can shoot free throws 75% of the year, and she nails those 2 clutch ones right there.
It's a
Springboro down by 3.
3-point game, 24 seconds left and counting. Springboro's got to give themselves time for a rebound if they miss a 3. 16 seconds left and counting.
Panthers
and timeout Panthers.
Tom Benjamin is going insane over there.
13.9 seconds left. Both teams are now out of timeouts.
But this is the dream, you know. If you're a defensive coach, this is all you preach. This is what you look forward to. You're up 3. You got a defensive possession against a team that you have beat in almost every situation tonight. I think the Fairmont Firebirds feel good about this. 13 seconds left. They have to make their rotations, Jared. That's the only place they have been lacking tonight is their defensive rotations.
And you can see here, we're looking at their huddle, and Finn's not even drawing up any play. He's telling them, don't foul, don't give up the 3.
We practice this.
You're right.
You practice that rotation.
Everyday practice is here.
And here we go. 14 seconds left. And don't you love full timeouts in this situation? It just builds so much suspense.
So much suspense with 13.9 seconds left in the game. Does Springboro have an answer here to get a 3 and force an overtime?
And get ready for the noise, ladies and gentlemen. 48-51. The Panthers need a 3 to tie it. Something tells me this ball is going to Jordan Hobbs right here. They're going to try to create a shot for her. Watch number 10 here.
I think you gotta fake it to Hobbs, and I think you gotta put it in your leading scorer's hand. It goes into Hobbs. Hobbs shoots a wide open 3. It's no good, and Fairmont lets it go out of bounds. 9.6 seconds left.
Jared, these ladies battled. No disrespect, one of the worst last possessions I've ever seen.
And Westbeld is fouled immediately, 8.7 seconds left.
They had the game in their hands, and they just threw it.
That was a quick three that I don't think the Panthers needed to take.
Yeah, very quick three. At the time of that shot, you have 10 plus seconds left and still an opportunity to create a better shot. She was off balance. She was nervous.
It was
not
hurried.
a good situation.
Yeah, it was a hurried shot that didn't need to be taken. Westbeld misses the front of the first two.
Madeline Westbeld. She found herself in some clutch situations tonight, but it is definitely not the first time she will find herself in these situations.
She makes the second one, though, extends it to a 4-point game.
And the legend herself possibly ends the game with one free throw. They'll try to hit a three. Peyton Nation setback. It's up and it's no good. The Fairmont Firebirds win by 4, Jared, and it's a celebration here in Springboro, Ohio.
Fairmont wins a thriller, definitely, in our first game of the MVCC basketball season.
Phenomenal basketball team. Do not take away anything from the Springboro Panthers. They played their freaking heart out.
Right, Fairmont edges it in an instant classic, 52-48. In the final from our first MVCC game of the week of the season. And if we have this much excitement in our first JV varsity doubleheader with 9 games left, I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of this season and can't wait to see what the rest of GWalk has in store for us. If you're sorry for technical difficulties on Facebook, we'll be back at it Friday as it'll be Springboro versus Fairmont at Trent Arena for the boys' turn. And if the boys can put on a half as good a show as this one, it's definitely going to be a classic. Signing off for Jared Bergstrom, Jeff Allen, and the rest of my communications crew in our first game of the week. It's been a good one. Here's looking to next week's game.
You'll want to stick around, folks. That's all.